What's up guys, welcome back to Move Plus. I hope you're all keeping well out there. So warm up is going to start off with 2 minutes of cardio of your choice, so you guys can decide what you want to do in this first piece just to get things loosened up. What we're going to do is alternate back and forth between 20 seconds of running on the spot, so nothing too fancy there, just moving along, and then 20 seconds of jumping jacks. And those two things will just go back and forth until we've completed 2 minutes. The following 3 minutes is going to be an EMOM format, so that means that every minute on the minute we're going to do 10 up downs, which is going to look like this. 10 of those then rolls into max strict press. So with whatever weighted object you have at home there, just pressing up above the head. And you do that for the remainder of that 60-second block, which means we'll do 3 of those to finish off the warm-up. Good to go, Maddie? Good to go. Yep. All right, starting in 10, so 2 minutes of cardio of your choice. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So starting off running on the spot, guys, you can do 1 movement, you can do 2 movements, you can do as many as you want, as long as these are nice, straightforward things, nothing too heavy, nothing too technical, and allowing that body just to kind of ramp the intensity up over time. So as I said, we're going to do 20 seconds of the run, which we're going to switch over in a sec. And now switching to jumping jacks is the other movement. We're going to bounce back and forth between those. So as I said, nice and simple, you don't have to think about them too much, and if you have been sitting still for the last little while, maybe you've been at the computer, maybe you've been driving, body's a little stiff, these are just nice easy ones that you can kind of slowly ease into that intensity as you go. And back to running again. So other things like skipping, if you've got space to do shuttle runs or bear crawls or something like that, that's good too. If you happen to own a exercise bike, treadmill, anything like that, anything that's just going to get that heart rate up is going to be good. Good, and back on the jumping jacks. So with this one, guys, we want to see the feet go close to wide. Okay, so we're looking at ankles pretty much touching in the middle, and then a stance not too dissimilar to like a sumo stance as the jump out. Hands are going to go from thighs up to overhead. And notice Maddie's going nice and long with those arms. Rather than just going for pure speed, he's going more for range of motion at the shoulder. And switching out. With the run, this is probably the least technical thing possible. The main thing is just staying on the balls of the feet rather than clunking your heels on the ground. Make sure those arms are kicking in as well, so we get that whole body moving. Okay, one more switch back, so last lot of jumping jacks. So once we get to the end of this one, guys, we've got the next 3 minutes as 10 up downs into max strict press every minute on the minute for those remaining 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So coming down to up downs, guys, what we're going to do is go from a standing start down to a push-up position, preferably seeing a jump from that sort of hinge position out to the push-up position. If you're new to this or if you struggle with this kind of thing, you can step in and out, but the end game is for us to get to that jumping position. So that was our stepping one there that Maddie demoed. And we want to make sure that we are completely straight at the top and completely straight at the bottom there, so looking for shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, everything to line up as one. Once we get to 10, we're going to go into some strict presses. All right, so Maddie's using 2 dumbbells. You guys use whatever you have access to at home there. Maybe it's a single dumbbell, maybe it's a kettlebell, maybe it's a loaded backpack, something like that. We want to see the body nice and straight, right? So no dipping and driving the legs, no moving of the hips. It's purely the arms pushing off. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and coming down to the up downs again. Now, if we look at Maddie's footwork here, you'll notice that at the back, the feet are going to narrow up to the point that they're almost touching. As he comes up though, he's going to split wide. That's going to help just allow the movement to flow nicely. So it'll allow him to get that nice high hip position rather than trying to shoot too narrow. You can do that, but that's obviously going to require a fair bit more hamstring flexibility. This just makes it a little bit easier to work with. Now the arms stay nice and stiff the whole time. Sometimes the temptation is to drop through like we would for a burpee, but we want nice active shoulders, nice locked out elbows. Nice, all right, there's our 10. We go back into the presses. So there's no set number on the press, guys. It's just filling up the remainder of the minute each time. And he's got that nice lockout position at the top where his head is just slightly forward of his arms. I can see his ear is kind of lining up with his bicep there, keeping the dumbbells nice and neutral. And back into it one more time. So final minute of the warm-up, guys, gonna go back on those up downs. And his hand position on the ground is shoulder width or just slightly wider. So think very similar to when we would do things like bench press or burpees or overhead pressing, that sort of thing. It's in a nice, strong, stacked position. Don't want to go too wide or too far out ahead of ourselves. They should stack pretty much straight down from the shoulders. And Maddie's doing a nice little sort of bounce return back up to his feet again from that bottom position. But again, if you're learning this, if you're not fluent with this movement, you can pause at the back and take a moment to establish control and then jump the feet in. Okay, so last lot of strict press, got 15 seconds left. And time. All right, so that is the warm-up done, guys.